I'm John Richmond, co-founding member of Richmond Vona. And today I'd like to talk to you about car accidents where only one car is involved. Now, typically when we think of a car accident, we think of somebody running a red light and T-boning somebody in an intersection, or a driver sitting at a red light and they're rear-ended from behind. But what happens when you're a passenger in a car and due to the negligent driving of the driver, you're injured as a result? Now, in that situation where there are no other cars involved, but you're injured as a passenger due to the negligent driving of your driver, you may be entitled to compensation both for your injuries and for economic loss from the driver's insurance policy. Now, a perfect example of this type of single car accident that we see here in Western New York is a situation where, let's say it's the middle of January here in Buffalo, it's snowing, the roadways are icy, and the driver doesn't take the proper precaution under the circumstances and ends up going off the road. If you're a passenger in that car and you believe that the driver of your car didn't take the proper precautions, perhaps he was following too close to somebody else or wasn't driving the appropriate speed limit under the circumstances, you may be entitled to compensation from his or her insurance policy. Now, we understand that this can be a really tricky situation because odds are the person driving the car is a friend, a family member, or even a colleague. So what do you do in that situation? What are your options? First and foremost, assuming the driver has auto insurance, you can file for no-fault benefits with his or her policy. If for some reason they don't, you would file for no fault with your own policy. In addition, you may be entitled to compensation from that driver's personal injury policy. Now, how do you go about determining whether or not you are? Well, first and foremost, you should hire a skilled personal injury attorney who has experience in motor vehicle accidents and can work with the insurance company that represents the driver to try to get you the compensation you deserve. Ultimately, any attorney you hire should work with you, should talk to you, and make you understand what your legal options are, and shouldn't try to push you into suing anybody that you don't want to sue. At the end of the day, we should just be there to advise you on the law and what the potential would be for a settlement pre-suit or following a lawsuit, and ultimately, it'll be up to you what you want to do. Now, it's not lost on us that you actually may not know the driver. It could be an Uber driver or a Lyft driver, and to understand your legal rights against a hired driver, we'd ask you to refer to our YouTube video that covers ride-sharing accidents in New York. Now finally, in addition to potentially having a claim against the driver, you may in some circumstances have a claim against the municipal entity that owns the roadway on which you were injured. For instance, if it can be proven that the roadway was designed dangerously or there is a known dangerous condition, you may be entitled to compensation from the state, the county, or the city that owns that roadway. Now, it's very important to know that there are very strict deadlines in which to file claims notifying these municipal entities that you may have a case against them. These can be as short as 90 days. Therefore, if you're injured in a single car accident, it's important to call an experienced car accident attorney right away to make sure all your rights are preserved and you get the compensation that you deserve.